Did you see the couple in the thumbnail? America Sweethearts? Did you see the news about their untimely passing? I mean, yeah, they died way too early. And of all things, politics and culture, it didn't have to be that way. They had the American dream and it killed them. And it's probably going to kill us too. Why? It's complicated. I actually need to go back in time, 30 years in time to be exact, to kind of explain what's going on. Hi, let me introduce myself. I'm 30-year-old Rick. I'm a Republican. My parents, they had the American dream. It was easy for them. And for me, it was just as easy. I mean, at least for a little while. It was just this one little minor hiccup. I mean, just a little small thing. I kind of hit rock bottom, lost everything. But I knuckled down. I pulled up my own bootstraps. I worked hard. And I got back to owning the American dream because I tell you, if I can do it, anybody can do it. You just have to work hard. I mean, after all, we've got this great pyramid Ponzi scheme called Social Security, which as long as people keep having babies, know their places, and keep, well, working hard and putting their families second, then there's no reason this can't continue for generation after generation after generation, or at least enough generations forward so that you can't blame mine. And anybody who says you can't make it, you can't have the American dream, well, they're just not working hard enough. I mean, just like my daddy told me, nobody owes you a damn thing, so you better go out and take it for yourself. Yeah, that was sarcasm. It was also truth. That was actually the way I used to think 30-some years ago. And yeah, it took a major crisis of epic proportions to make me finally see the light, to see how easy it is to fall from grace. And I guess for many people, they don't even get to climb up to fall down. What did I mean by that? Well, it's a little easier for certain demographics when you're used to sitting at the head of the table. For the vast majority of us these days in the United States of America, it's everything we can do just to hold on, to keep our sanity, to keep our ability to put food on the table, to have a roof that keeps the rain from hitting the table. And I tell you, if I think it's bad for me, my generation now, the ones that are coming up behind me, especially those of my kids, it's going to be impossible for them. I can't imagine what life is going to be like when they don't even have the memory of what I had, of what could have been. So yeah, the new normal is we're going to work forever. I mean, forget that whole, do I retire at 65, 67, 70? We're going to keep going until we can physically no longer get our asses to work. And then what happens then? What happens when we can no longer physically be productive? We just hope that we saved up enough so that, the authorities don't put us on an ice floe and push us out to sea. A large part of this is why I live in a bus. Now, I'm living in a bus because I truly like living in a bus. The lifestyle of, I wouldn't trade it for the world. But on the good news side is, it's affordable. I don't have a mortgage. I don't have fixed utilities. I thought it would be the cheapest way possible to actually live, aside from diesel. And believe me, that thing drinks, the diesel. You can stay places like here for free, or other places, public land, for a hell of a lot less than you would pay in normal rent. It is an affordable lifestyle. But I would be lying if I said part of the biggest reasons for selecting living like this is because it's the only thing I can afford to do. And bear in mind, I'm not like some poor guy who never worked a day in his life and never saved up a penny. I saved up a fairly large 401k nest egg, but nothing stays forever. Politicians come and go. They F around with the stock market. You can't count on savings. You can't count on a pension. That doesn't exist. You can't count on, a business corporation loving you and wanting, they don't do that anymore either. You can't count on a house appreciating enough so that you can live in it mortgage-free after you pay it off in 30 years. None of that is possible anymore. We have to think alternatively. Sometimes alternatively is good. Sometimes alternatively is scary as hell. So why am I telling you all of this? Well, not too long ago, I wrote an article for Nomadistan, the Nomadistan People's News, my second channel. Links are around here somewhere. Go subscribe, like, enjoy. Political satire at its finest, if I do say so myself. Where was I? The article. The article was this tongue-in-cheek piece on a movie that was created in Nomadistan, and it had to do with a time bank. I know I probably stole the idea from some real movie. Essentially, people had to put money into a bank, but the money was productivity hours. So every moment that you were productive, you got a little bit of something in the bank. Then, of course, you had to withdraw from the bank in order to live. Well, what happens when you hit my age? Are you supposed to retire? How big of a balance do you have? And then the whole little story went on and on about a lot of people don't have enough bank. There's a sad little portion in there where some family wheels their grandfather into a euthanasia clinic where he signs over the few remaining credits he has so that they can feed their kid. It is satire, it's tongue-in-cheek, it's very dystopian. It also feels way too frickin' real. You know, honestly, this is not about whining and complaining. Okay, maybe just a wee little bit. I am going to have to go back to work. And I kind of understood that all along. I'll go back semi-gladly. Maybe it won't be to what I was doing before, but I will find a way, solve some of my future financial needs. Honestly, right now, we're doing okay. We are holding our own. My worries, my fears come from those of us who have a certain amount of gray in their facial head hair. What happens 10 years into the future? I don't have answers to that. And that's kind of what I'm obsessing and worrying about now, because it's going to be here before we know it. So I guess I got to kind of go back and do what I can do now in order to offset whatever might happen in the future. So yeah, America's sweethearts, America's couple, the American dream, dead, very much dead. And I feel sorry for their friends and their family. They thought they were going to last forever. They thought that this couple was the embodiment of everything that we held dear and wanted to be. And now they're gone. And I guess the worst part of it all is we're on our own. The cavalry's not coming to help us. We, you and I do mean that seriously, we, because according to the demographics that I have on YouTube, a lot of y'all look a lot like me. It's not all gloom, it's not all doom. We will find a way to get through this. We will find a way to exist in the new normal, even if it's probably gonna come up with a new system long after we actually need it. We'll take care of each other, we'll support each other. We'll come up with some answers that I don't have yet, but I will. So yeah, I guess for a little while, maybe I'm gonna stop talking about the adventures of Rick and the Huckleberry and all the fun places I go. It's a little more important, I think, to talk about how we're going to get there in the future as well. Because, like I said, America's couple's dead. They're killers, not going to be brought to justice. We got to do what we can together. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos.
I will step down when a